Good morning. Welcome back to Hogtown Homestead. Like and subscribe if you feel so led. Today we get started on our chainsawing project and brush clearing project down at the creek bottom. Right now I'm going to walk you through the tools that I'm going to use while I'm down at the creek bottom. First things first, I got my chainsaw, got some gas, I got some loppers because some of that little stuff is just going to be easier to handle that way. I have some headphones, and then I have these safety pants, the dynamic apron chap. And the reason that I'm going to use those is most of the chainsawing that I'm going to do is below the waist, right? So these have a whole bunch of polyester fibers that run all down through the leg. It's actually like Kevlar, I think, so that if you hit your leg with the chainsaw, it'll stop the chainsaw nearly immediately. And so I want to be as safe as possible. And if I had it, like if I had unlimited resources, I would have this same helmet that this guy's got, because it's got a screen instead of glasses, so that little wood chips can't go in there. It also has integrated hearing protection as well. I don't have that, so we're just gonna make do with the hearing protection that I have. But that is the plan for working down at the creek bottom today. I'll see you down there. All right, here we are down at the creek bottom. And if I can get from the road all the way to there cleared up today, I know that's an ambitious goal, but if I can get that cleared up today, we'll be in a pretty good spot. So for this section right here, it's looking like the loppers I brought are gonna be fine. Once I get in there, I'll have a better idea, but I'm gonna start over in that corner there and just start working my way this way. One of the things that we have here in Virginia is kudzu vine. So sometimes if you cut that vine at the bottom, you can just pull it out from the rest of the tree. However, this one's pretty stuck, so I'm going to cut the top off. One of the tools I forgot to mention is this Holtzbrook. I think it's a 2-pound axe. Very well made. I got this a few years ago for my birthday. Used it to build things out in the wilderness in Alaska, and this thing has never failed me. So there's a thick, dead sapling over there, and it's gonna be faster for me to just use the axe rather than start the chainsaw and get to work on it with a chainsaw. All right, got my leg protection on. So I'm pretty small, so the adjustment straps on the back are not as tight as they should go anyways, but there's some sections I need to start using the chainsaw. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm actually probably gonna take this sweater off too. Ooh, one of the things that I forgot to show you is, maybe I did show you, I don't think I did. My father-in-law, Steve, had Hogtown Homestead t-shirts made for me. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the logo, Hogtown Homestead. So I opened these up on Christmas, and I thought that was a really thoughtful gift for him to get us. So anyways, I'm getting to work, starting up the chainsaw. So I want to show you something. Walking through there, I got tangled up in a thorn bush. So I don't know if you can see that. Those are thorns which broke off in my skin. So I'm gonna pull those out. I think I also have one on my head. Where did it go? Right here. So that hurt. Good thing I was wearing glasses. But check this one out. Hopefully you can see it. I'll put it against the white background of the truck. That was all the way in. Here's another one. They're like little teeth. And man, they do a really good job of getting in there. Also drives home the point that we got to get this cleaned up. So, back to work. All the green that you see in this shot, all of that is brambles. And I gotta get in there because, look at these thorns. I gotta get in there because they're all growing. Here's some more of it. They're all growing in the branches of these trees right here. So I gotta go back there on the other side of the fence and cut this stuff down. The base of these thorn bushes, see if I can get back there without getting my shirt torn. The base of these thorn bushes look like that. So we gotta get in there and we gotta destroy all this. One of the things that I'm planning on doing with all this stuff that we're pulling out of here, I'm planning on making biochar from it. So, if you have any suggestions on the best way to make biochar, please leave a comment below and we'll figure it out together. But I gotta get to work on this now. I knew that this was gonna be difficult and in some ways painful, but I don't think I was ready for this. This reminds me of the time, because this is so tangled, this reminds me of the time that my dad and I were fishing up in the in Prince William Sound in
Alaska. And those kinds of fishing vessels, there's, I don't know, maybe 50 people on board. Most of them are tourists, or as we used to call them, Tourons, and don't really know what they're doing. They're just in it for the experience, right? But I grew up fishing. My dad taught me how to fish, and it was hilarious, the instructions that the skippers gave us, or the deckhands gave us, if we got tangled. If we got tangled, we would just have to raise our hand while holding our fishing pole and say, "Tangle! Tangle!" So, Dad and I had tons of fun with that, because we knew how to get it untangled, but we were just following the rules, which were silly rules, but set in place for people who had no idea what they were doing. But that's what I feel like right now, because that branch that I just tried to pull out is tangled. Those are the thorns we're dealing with. Look at that. That's crazy. Crazy. And they hurt. These shears, loppers, whatever they're called, are useless. They don't stay tight when you extend the handles. So if you ever get the opportunity to buy Calhawk telescopic lopping shears with steel handles. Do not make that investment. You'll regret it. Let me show you the progress we've made. It looks like not much. And I've been down here for an hour and 35 minutes. But let's walk through it real quick. Should be able to see that fence now a little bit better. And the cool thing is, I'm actually kind of proud of the work that I did just now. That's what it used to look like on that side. This is what it looks like now on our side. You know, these overhanging branches, I'm not too concerned with that. I don't think they're heavy enough to like cause the fence to collapse. So now I'll show you what this fencing looks like. I think you can see it a little bit better. But we're gonna pull it up and tighten it again. What we have is pretty good. You can see here it's kind of tangled. We need to re-tighten this barbed wire. But this is the kind of damage that nature can do if left unchecked. I do have some T-posts. And what Julian was saying is that the less T-posts you have in your fence line, the better. As an example, here's why he says that. So there seems to be about 10 feet, maybe 15 feet between this T-post and that T-post. And so when an animal comes up and pushes against this fence, because it is on that T-post, that animal is only pushing up against, you know, if he's in the middle, 7.5 feet of fence. However, if you put less posts between these and an animal goes up and pushes against it, you know, if we didn't put a T-post but every 50 feet, that animal will be pushing against 50 feet of fence instead of just 15.
which causes it to be a lot stronger.
You get the idea of what we're trying to do here. Just trying to clear up this fence line. And so I'm gonna work more this afternoon, and hopefully at the end of the day, I'll give you a good progress report on the work that we got done on this fence line. Now, the reason I'm walking down to the creek is I have another really interesting project that we're gonna try to accomplish. So this is called Beck Creek. My property actually goes on the other side of this in many places on the creek. But what I'm gonna do, and you'll see this in another video probably next week, the extension office or the extension agent told me that I can draw water out of this creek due to fair water use laws in Virginia. So since this creek runs through my property, I'm allowed to get water out of it to water our animals and even to water our fields, our pastures. So I've got an interesting project planned to get water from this creek up to the pasture, at least the bottom pasture, without using any electricity. And I'll show you that project next week. But for this week, we are focusing on clearing this fence and getting ready to secure our pasture. Thank you so much for watching. We enjoy having you come along on our homesteading adventures. We hope you all have a great day. We'll see you next time.